What's up, guys? I'm coming back at y'all for another video and another and very important random thought. This random thought that I'm going to talk about today is something very serious, especially for young guys like me. This day and age, everything's been tossed to us, so many distractions. We have to stay disciplined, or else it will lead us down to some very dark paths. So the topic today I want to talk about is, what is semen retention? It's very taboo, but it is what it is. I have to talk about it. This is something I've been thinking about for a while. Should I put it on the channel? But I say, you know what? This day and age, we got to be real, because we have issues that fester up. Feel me? After a while, it's going to keep building up until we can't take it no more. This is something that I wish I found out years ago. Like during my puberty stage. This is something that would have saved me a lot of time from addictions, like just anything. Because it cost me my time because of how addictive it was. So you may ask yourself, what is semen retention? It's the life force, and it explains the reason why you're here. We should already know that. But many people take it as a joke, like, oh, you can't hold it in because you're gonna get prostate cancer and all that. That's why you have nocturnal emissions. So for that to be an excuse to, I'm just gonna say the word, ejaculate or masturbate, it's pathetic. The reason why I'm saying that is because the moment you release, you feel different. It's post-nut clarity, because you're like, and for me personally, the first time it's like, okay, I felt a different feeling. Like I knew I had it before, but it was when I was sleeping. That's what you call nocturnal emissions. I'm not emissions. Nocturnal, I forgot, but it is what it is. This is a random thought video. I'm going to mess up sometimes. Yeah, nocturnal emissions. I think that's what I said. You have the release at night. I felt that before, but me actually doing it when I was awake is a totally different feeling. Like, man, I never done this before. And I've had plenty. I have had some instances to where classmates in school were trying to teach me how to masturbate. Understand that. So, and I really give myself credit. Oh, there's an airplane. These is random thoughts videos. If I see something I want to show, I'll just show it. But, and even the scenery back here is nice. I like this area. Right now I'm at church. But going back to what I was saying is that, believe it or not, I had classmates, those that I knew personally, were trying to get me to pleasure myself. I'm like, why would you do that? Now, knowing what I know now, I'm like, this stuff is so destructive. Why would you teach me to? And even in the Bible, it says, all sin is sin, but he who pleasures himself sinneth against his own body. So I really understand what that verse means, because you lose much. You lose a lot. When you release, the semen has a lot of nutrients. You're putting your immune system in jeopardy. Once you do that, you also open up yourself Once you know that the post clarity be kicking in, right? You be feeling down like you're drained. You be inviting different spirits inside your mind, to where it's like you can't think straight, because it also, even though it's post clarity, like you realize what you did, you're going to be feeling drowsy afterward. Then also, you want to do it again. Then again, you feel bad, and you go through that post clarity phase, and then after doing that, you're like, okay, I gotta do it again to get that same feeling. You're trying to reach that feeling, but you're not going to get anything because you're doing it to yourself. But I still cannot believe I had friends that actually showed me how to do that. They even said, okay, yeah, get lotion, this, that, and the other. I'm like, this is crazy. And even in private school, I'm gonna say, I'm putting this on full blast. In private school, somebody tried to teach me, right? And then when I was inside public school for my junior year, it was my junior year, I had a classmate just randomly ask me, do you watch porn? I'm like, what? Huh? I'm sorry. Do I watch? I said, no. I knew what it was then, but like I said, the enemy the devil be very sneaky what he be doing. And eventually I would fall into that trap, into that addiction. But I said, no, I don't. He said, well, you should start watching. You should start watching porn. I'm like, okay. I was just taken aback. I'm like, just randomly, I would be eating in the cafeteria. This is same public school. I would be sitting in the cafeteria, and there, people would just be on Instagram or whatever. I had an iPhone 4, my dad's old iPhone, and the phone was so outdated. Everybody was like, oh, look at him, he got a little small, the little small iPhone and stuff. I did not have access to be able to download any apps because the software was outdated and it could not be updated. I just had to get a new phone, which was kind of like not possible then. But what happened was, eventually I got into an addiction, and I wish that I found out about this, because now that I'm on that path and I have my struggles, daily struggles, it would have saved myself a lot of time. You just don't understand. It costs you time. You do it over and over and over again, especially late at night. You will find yourself on there for 3 hours, lost in time. It's cost so much. It costs time with family, costs time with friends, because I was so locked into that, because it was a feeling that I never felt before. It takes, the saying, it takes 21 days to start an addiction, but a lifetime to break it, or something like that. That is so true, because for something to that degree, for you to get that dopamine, it's hard to break. This earlier this year in January, I was sleeping in my bed, and this was like early in the morning when this happened. I was, I fell, and it was just like just a certain feeling, a very dark feeling. And next thing I know, like I said, this happened after I, did what I did. I was laying in my bed, and I felt something pressing me. So I was trying to say something. I couldn't speak. The only thing in my mind to do in that moment was to just pray silently in the name of Jesus. That's what I just said. And whatever it was lifted off of me, I was able to move my arms. This happened 2 times this year. So it's very There's some very serious stuff out here when you're dealing with these vices. You just don't know what you're inviting in when you do those things. Now, I'll have to do a separate video to go more into that because I'm just saying whatever's on my mind. Now, to show y'all the research and everything, that will have to be on a video to where I'm having the pictures and everything on the screen, the articles on the screen. But that's all I want to talk about. It's why a lot of us guys are failing because, and you know, it's so readily available. Like, we don't have the magazines like the unks did or the older people did back in the days. We have it in our pockets. This is how serious this is. It's so available to us. And it's gotten so bad to where people do it out in public. Guys mostly doing it out in public. There was one guy, his name was, what was his name? I forgot. But the guy who did it in the drive-thru at a coffee shop somewhere in California. I think it was California. And he ended up offing himself. Self-deleting, you know, he took his life. Because it was embarrassing. So that's what I'm saying. If you're dealing with it now, this is for the man now. This is for the man. Serious. Do whatever you can to break it. You will put yourself in certain situations. You will pay for the subscriptions. Right? You will pay for the subscriptions monthly. You're wasting your money. You're wasting your time. The same effort that you're putting in to getting this pleasure, and you know good and well that it leads to ruin, keep that same energy to break it. Because trust and believe, you're going to realize how much time you wasted, all the energy, everything you could have done differently, all because of that. It really hurts you. It really keeps you from achieving a lot in life because your mind is so fried from all that instant dopamine, and it was nothing. It was just quick. Gone. That feeling's gone. It don't last. But that's all I want to talk about in regards to that. I just had to let it be known. Gotta be real. A lot of people out here are trying to keep up appearances, and you know, people don't really know what's going on. Look, these kind of videos right here, believe it or not, for me, is like journaling, documenting my life. So, in life experiences that I believe that would help other people out, I will put in videos like this. But that's all I got. Y'all let me know your thoughts and opinions. Hope this helps us help a lot of other young guys out here that's struggling with this. But to the next one, signing out. Later.